Dicey Guy, and I'm going to make a little live show here, and you can come in and comment and stuff like that. It might come to swearing, but I'm going to try to not swear too much. In the outro, I'm probably going to say something, but yeah, I'm going to try to keep it clean as of, you know, a New Year's resolution and some stuff like that. 2020 is here, girls and boys and everything in between. So just let me set up here, throw some links around, and we come back. So see you in a bit. And we're back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for staying with me. Hope you skipped ahead if you are watching this, you know, post me going live. Yeah, so how it goes, I'm going to try to respond to everybody that is commenting on my stuff as good as I can. And yeah, I'm going to just sit here and hobby with my miniatures. Today it is Northen Alliance still. And we are going to just try to not finish them up, but try to get closer to end goal. And we have also a little oval bear here from Reaper Bones that we are starting to put on some colors on. Yippity, and that's it. So yeah, approx an hours is going to go with this, and yeah, hope you are having a good start on the New Year's and stuff like that. For me, I'm getting better out of the flu and stuff like that, so that is a good thing. Just waiting for it to be over. So yeah, army painter wet palette stuff is coming up here, and I am curious to see how long it's going to hold up and how long it's going to be moist and stuff like that, and see how the things are working. And so far I am happy with how it goes, so we will see. All right, so what to do next? I think I'm going to check it out and see what more we can do with the oval bear here. I think we are just going to go in with a little orange colors and stuff like that, and let's see. So yeah, I have to say big thank you to everybody who has subscribed lately. I see on the 18th of December, Michael Sanford has subscribed to me. Hansa has subscribed to me on December 25th. Rob Thompson has subscribed to me 4 days ago, and for about 23 hours ago, Raven Wolf Games has subscribed to me. So thank you and welcome to the squad. Hopefully it's a good stay for you. And yeah, I really want to have feedbacks if people want to see stuff and stuff like that. So I have a little contest going on with one of my friends. David Moffat has challenged me to show off all the miniatures I have been painted in 2019. And I am trying the best I can to find out what I actually started and finished in 2019. One thing I know is that Goblin Games Chaos Dwarf Blood Bowl team has been done. And Warcry, the starter set, has been done. And apart from that, there is like a few minis here and there painted. And I have painted warbands for Vanguard. There is the pirate themed Abyssal Dwarf that I have painted this year. And what more is it? I'm trying to figure out. The Orcs warband for Vanguard is painted this year. It's kind of hard to remember everything you do. I have painted Abyssal warband for Vanguard. I have painted the scenery from Vanguard. No, not Vanguard, but from Warcry. I have... What more have I done? Actually... I'm actually a little baffled by why I can't remember. It's like... it's fire and forget kind of a thing for me. Let's see. Nerdpolis Prime. First like, first guest. Hello, welcome. Nice. Nice to see you here. So, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what miniatures I have been painting this year and how many it is total. And it's I do not keep a record of anything. I film a lot of the things I do, but sometimes I paint stuff off record too, so you haven't seen everything. But roughly estimated, I think it's closer to 200 than 100 miniatures total in 2019, but I'm not sure. So I need to, I actually need to figure it out. How many miniatures have been painted last year, 2019. Everything okay, buddy? Yeah, it's okay. It's very good. Yeah, it's getting clear of the man flu and stuff like that. It's really good. So how are you? How are you on this fine day? It's always good to see people come back, wanting more, and not just coming for one drop and say hello and go. To me, it is kind of what it says is that maybe I'm doing something right, that people want to come back and hang out with me. David Moffat, here I am, painting happy little minis was on. Ooh, yeah, cool. Yeah, you know, it's no, I'm not trying to contest with everybody else. It is just, I need to just follow my own flow. And sometimes it's kind of hard when you're sitting and watching everybody else doing stuff, and it's like, oh shit, I need to do it now, or else it's going to be too close to my bedtime. So, but it's you know Nerdpolis Prime. He is on Facebook too, and you know, names escapes me really fast. I'm so terrible remembering what people are having names and nicknames and stuff like that. So you can if you introduce yourself, Nerdpolis Prime, maybe Dave Moffat can remember who you are. I have trying to recollect how many miniatures I have been painting last year, and it's really hard because I do not keep a record on what I'm doing, and it's like I have roughly 40% of what I have painted last year is commissioned. I have painted for friends and given away, so it's not like it's laying around, and not everything I have pictures of or have done YouTube on. But it was Abyssal Warband for Vanguard. It was let me see. It was the Orc team for Vanguard. It was Abyssal Dwarf with the Pirate teamed from Vanguard. It is Blood Bowl, Goblin Games, miniatures, Chaos Dwarf team. It was the whole starter box from Warcry with what you call it, the terrain too. It is Kill team, but only the Admech has been painted this last year, 2019. What more? I know there is more, but to remember everything, it's a warband team is about 15 miniatures. So if I have painted like, I will say 4 warbands, so it is 60 miniatures there. It is approx 60 miniatures in the Warcry, and it's about, so there you have 120. There you have, I think it is around 200 miniatures, but I feel like I'm forgetting something. Strange. So it's hard, and I do, as I said, I don't know if I have pictures of everything. I painted like 1 or 2 miniatures for commissions too. The Partidas for Malifaux. What more? Because when I paint, it is like I do it because it's fun, but it's not. What I do here is not important if it makes any sense. It's just me goofing around, just like being in a good place, enjoying myself with some miniatures. And every miniature is special, but it's not that special that I can remember like every brushstroke or every miniature, if it makes sense. I just zone out a little, go on like relax place and just have a good time painting miniatures. Does that make sense? It makes sense for me, but I don't know if it's translated to everybody else. You probably have your own experience when you are painting stuff and how you do with it. I know some people hate painting miniatures, and some like have it to be super important and stuff like that. I think painting miniatures and miniatures are not important at all. But at the same time, I really love when you see cool miniatures with what you're looking at, and you're just, wow, this is just cool miniatures. I really like that, but it's not like it's a god, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I have painted 3D printed stuff like this. I painted the rock from, you have seen some picture of that, I think, maybe. I have painted, it's so strange, I can't say everything I have painted. The dice tower, but I don't know if that is a miniature, but yeah. Let's see. Dave Dodge, we are still on holiday here, and your Nordic Brits are back to reality. Well, I do not have a job. I am a hobo, so I I have vacation all year, and it might seem like something you want to have, but when you do not have the money to support having all this leisure time, it's really hard. And for me, painting miniatures, thinking about games and stuff like that, is a really welcome escape from that reality. So it's good to have something to just fall back on and just relax on. So I don't know. Let's see. I always take pictures, so I just hunted them down from various sources. Yeah, Dave Moffat. I saw it, and it's really cool, all the projects you have done. And back when I started with this hobby again, like 7 years ago, I was really taking pictures and taking notes and stuff like that. And it was really important to me. Now I want to more share the hobby and just show what I do and try to, in my way, teach, but in a chilled, relaxed way. I feel maybe I'm lying when I'm saying it's not important to me, but it's another mind space now than it was a while ago. Because for me, before it was more like I wanted to show off and show everybody everything I can do. Look at me, look at me, look at me. It's more like now. It's more like it is what I do. It's becoming a part of just what I am. So it is. It has moved to another mind space in my sphere of the world. I don't know if it makes sense at all. Okay. Let's see. David Moffat. So Dicey, your New Year's resolution should be take all the pictures and post them on Painting Happy Little Minis. The crafting muse was on today. Ooh, nice, cool. Yeah, maybe. I try to lessen my places on YouTube, so I just trying to focus on like a few spots and try to just put all my energy there and not spread myself too thin, because for me it is a challenge to try to keep up with everything. I try to keep my company, my family together, and try to make it work too. And using too much time away from my children when they are awake, everything you do on Facebook, on Patreon, on Twitter, on whatever, takes away 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there, 20 minutes there, because you try to come with a good comebacks or a good way to come across to people so they understand what you are actually trying to say to them. So I want to be trying to help everybody out in various places, and everybody try to build communities over different platforms. But when I have done it in the past, it's really fast for me to be burnt out and just like lay everything aside. And it might be because I was really struggling with stuff after my mother passed away in 2017. And I don't know. I don't have the work capacity still to be all over the place. But anyways, Dave Dodge, that is an interesting oval bear you are painting there, Dicey. Does it have a bill pecker? What do you mean? Does it have a thingy? No, it can be. I think it's a papa bear because it doesn't have the boobs. I don't know. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. No, I painted a big bird thing for D&D session some videos ago. They don't find something you love to do, Dicey, and monetize on it. It is the only way, believe me. Yeah, it's what I'm trying to do right now with monetizing and trying to do the Patreon stuff. So we will see. I try to put in all the energy I can in it, and but I know it feels lackluster and maybe not too professional. But I'm just one guy, and I'm kind of struggling with stuff. So everything has to be on its own pace, and I'm just trying to deliver the best I can with what I can, if it makes some sense. But yeah, I cannot do anything more than that. So, Dave Moffat, I understand hobby values always change. I tend to forget a lot of my life, so I see my hobby as a picture book of my past. Ooh, that was kind of deep. I can see that. I can see that. One of my problems is that I have a lot of work in progress stuff, and sometimes it's really hard to see what is finished, what is not, because some part of me always says, yeah, you can push it more, paint it better, come on. And then I have to set down my brush and say, this is enough, it's good enough, it's just a game, come on. So it's, I don't know, I am always kind of struggling with the deliver part of getting done so I can move over to the next project, and I want to make it so good that it's the freaking best thing as I ever painted. And I try to find a middle ground where I can be mediocre happy. So, I don't know. David Dodge. I saw some of the Sinbad movie organ miniatures from the movie. Ray Harrison had an exhibition at London. Ooh, that would be really cool to see. Huh. I saw the costumes from the original Star Wars movie at the London Barbican, and the actors were midgets and the clothes were dirty. Yeah, but that's maybe one of the coolest thing about Star Wars, that they actually thought about a living universe where things are dirty and stuff like that. And it's one of the things I really like about the aesthetics about a lived world that Star Wars delivered on in the first movies. It's like in Star Trek, the first like movies and series, everything is squeaky clean and stuff like that. And I do not believe that it is a place where people and aliens live in, if it makes sense. It always seems like just it seems like a book where everything is just clean in some way. Where Star Wars is more like a lived universe, and that's the big difference between them. Star Wars sells you the illusion of this is a real place, kinda, if it makes sense. I don't know. You can't help me, Dicey. I'm beyond help. Oh shit. Okay. Sorry for that. What? What have I said? I can't remember what I said 10 minutes ago. Let's see. David Moffat. Oh, Dicey, I've been meaning to ask you, have you ever had a false copyright claim failed against one of your videos? No, I haven't. And I'm pushing it with the news things I come up with a few days ago. I just wanted to make, because nobody else is making reports of our niche hobby in the way I was thinking about doing it. So it's it's really, I just wanted to see how long, how far I can push it before. I'm lying to you. the one movie, not movie, but the video clip I made of the Metallica singing on Norwegian tune, and I was doing a reaction video on it. It was copy claimed. I said bullshit, and they take it down, and it was okay again. So I lied. I have a bad memory, so sorry for that. Dave Dodge. Oh man, I have to apologize on behalf of Spain for our over extirpable trigger happy copyright strike lantios. We're crazy and passionate down here, and don't think before we do. Yeah, and we as a Norwegian people, we are really. We should have some Spanish mix in our genes, because we are really sedated and cold-minded people that just it's going to go, it's going to work, relax, forget about it. So it's I don't know. Nerd Police Prime. It's not Star Trek, so it must be heresy. Okay. David Moffat, my video from last week got hit with a false claim. I need to figure out how to fight it. It depends. I just slapped the Copyright Act of 72 blurb in like a response to that claim, and some guy from, I presume, India looked at it and I was like, yeah, it's just bullshit. So he removed it. Because everybody that's working on watching like copyright strikes works in places like India and China and stuff like that. That's a topic you should look into. It's kind of like it's what is the world come to? But anyways, Dave Dodge, it's not real play Star Wars because Darth Vader doesn't even take a leak. He used diapers. Come on, it's how he you know, does his thing in the pants, and you know, the water from it, he drinks it afterwards. Yum yum, like the real space people up in space do, the astronauts and stuff like that. All right, so I'm going to use the orange from that one and paint the hair on this dude in this color, and let's see how it works. So it's good to sit back and talk to you a little bit, because the paint can dry a little, and then we can move on. So I'm trying to find a good groove to how to do these lives, and I think a way to do it maybe is to just sit down and talk to you and try to get really good answers, and then do like I do now, a little talk to myself and just talk, you know, what I think about stuff while I'm painting, and then try to push back and lay down the miniatures a little bit and comment on your stuff again. And yeah, I don't know, is it working good from your part, or how do you want it? I think it's really good to make, especially if you're just painting one miniature, sorry for sniffles, one miniature, to move away a little from it so the paint can dry in a good way. So yeah, that is my thoughts right now about it. All right. Yeah, I think we should have have a warband of Tormod Giant Slayer. Right, recycling. What? I don't know. What is recycling, David Moffat? I know what it is, but what the content, I don't know what you're saying. Like those desert recycling suit from the movie Dune. Max once drinks his recycle. Yeah, so great, those Scandinavian classic actors. I admire your wet pellet. Yeah, so far it's impressing me. I have been using it for, this is day 3, with the same water in it, and the same parchment, and the same sponge under it. It's from, it is, where is it? I thought I had the box here somewhere. There it is. It's Army Painter wet pellet. It cost me from eBay. It has 2 sponges and 50 parchments. It cost me, I think it cost me £15 with shipping and all. I might lying, but it wasn't super expensive. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to try it, because I was a little unhappy on how my ghetto wet pellet was functioning. I was thinking about buying the red grass wet pellet. It looks super sexy and stuff like that, but it costs so much, and I was thinking maybe I can save money on Army Painter. As I said before, the paints they have, it doesn't work for me. I don't like it. But like the brushes and the other hobby stuff from Army Painter is really good. The lasers, everything like that, I really like it. So and so far I'm really happy with how it is. So I will try to use it and make a product review in like some weeks time. And yeah, go from there. And maybe do one in like 6 months or something, when I used it a lot. And I think that is a video I'm going to make exclusive for Patreon, like for the first week, and then leak it to YouTube free for all afterwards. I'm trying to figure out a way to give a little value to people that are in my Patreon. So you have, so it actually have some reason to be in the Patreon program. So here is when it's dry. You can see it more muted color. It's not that super bright color that you can see on the hair here. When it's drying, it's going to be more muted color. Yeah. Calgary is so dry, paint pretty much dries instantly. Oh, yeah, then you probably should look into some wet pellets. I really like wet pellets because in one hand I am cheap, so I really like to have my paints here and I can reuse them for many days. And this is the hard test I'm going to try to not maybe the like my review of this is going to be for when I change the parchment here. So maybe it's going to be a whole month without changing and just see how long it can hold here. But yeah, do you, Dave Moffat, do you have a wet pellet? I can't remember if I have seen it on your videos. We are not in the North Pole. We're not that north. I think we are in the 69th degrees north or something like that. Oh yeah, so do you have a wet palette, but you know some locals that don't use it. Okay. Yeah, where I'm sitting is 15, 16 Celsius, so it's not super warm. That's why I have on my warm thing here. But yeah, it is what it is. So let's see, what color was Elsa's hair? It was like blondish color. I kind of want to paint her hair as orangey too, but maybe I should go Elsa all the way. Maybe it was shown in some of my older live streams. Okay, yeah, I haven't catch up to every video you have made, so sorry. It's always a struggle finding the time to do everything and try to be on top of everything. And I don't know if anybody wants to be having it like that. So it's to time manage stuff. It's a factor for me. And I don't have a job. So what? I'm seeing, so let's see. Elsa has platinum blonde hair. Oh, I haven't watched all of yours. Yeah, good luck with that. I think it's over 700 videos out now. And a lot of them is of, it's a lot of them with over 1 hour content. So I don't wish it upon my worst enemy to see everything. I think my video skills and stuff like that has been better over the years. I'm not the best yet. I still want to deliver a better video experience for people, but slowly but steady trying to find a good way to do it that's just relaxing and stuff like that for me to make, as well as good enough for everybody to watch. So I went in with Ushabti bone, so that is more brownish color on it. So yeah, we have to pimp that up a little bit. Kitchen sponges works for me, Mr. Dodge. Yeah, I have 2 homemade ones. Oh yeah, I have a wet palette making video. No one watched it. Yeah, I just make from kitchen tissue in the bottom. Instead of a sponge, but a sponge can work too. And then I just have a baking paper over it, and it's working good. But so far, I prefer this. The main reason is the low angle, so you can have. It's much easier for your brush to work in here instead of having like a more strange stabby angle on the stuff. You have more relaxed session. I really want to have like a if I had the money, I would have had like the red grass, the super big wet pellet, and just go to town with it. That would be really amazing. But Army Painter, this so far, 3 days in, I am impressed if compared to my homemade wet pellet that I have used for 3 years or something. It's great to having a job, being in an office with a sadistic manager and work colleagues who just pretend to care about you, Dave Dodge says. Yeah, that is not healthy. I don't know. I do know why people put up with it, because money is good shit, and but you are selling your time. So it's your free time and the money must weigh up for what you are putting yourself through. Of course, it's a luxury for me to have a secure like bottom payment every month from the government, but it's nothing to be rich, because I just had temporary jobs when I fell ill and I couldn't work more. So that is, they see your last salary and they take, I think it is 40% of that, and that is what you have to live on. So if I was like a big boss in a big firm, I would just have a good time. But with the really low salary I was on, it's barely enough to anything. All the equipment and everything I have here is just, when my mom passed away, she left a little money to us all, to the family. So the money I got, I bought myself stuff for YouTube because that was what I wanted to do, hang out with people and share the passion for miniatures. So if it was the most optimal use of money, probably not. But does it make me happy and feel like I have something to do every day? Yes. So it's good enough for me. You should do a miniature painting ASMR video. A Warhammer one would do gangbusters views maybe. Dave Dodge says. Yeah, I think that would be really good. Yeah, it freaks me out. No. Fuck no. I really like your news videos. Nice and quick. Yeah, I really like. Thank you for the feedback. And it seems like when it comes to view, contra what I'm doing right now, it is more sane thing to do because it brings in more views. But this is what I really like to do, to hang out with people and just talk like normal persons. So I don't know. This is for me, and like the news and stuff. It's things that I find interesting. It's like when Sword and Steel. I never watched that before. What do you call him? I think he's from Australia or from New Zealand. Black. He makes a lot of tutorials on how to make terrain and stuff like that. And he write about this conflict and how she was locked out from YouTube because of Christoph World. And that was really interesting to me. So it's like, yeah, that is a news thing. And the same, I really like to just when new stuff is happening, like the Warhammer, especially when it's fantasy, when things grabs me in a special way. I can't tell before I see it, but when I see it, it's like this I need to broadcast and tell people about. And I think for the news things, it has to be something I care about that I can deliver on. And I can't say I care about Sword and Steel because I haven't used my energy to watch a lot of her content. And but it was really interesting to see all the comments and see all the good feedback she got. she got some really strange feedback too about people just trolling, and it is like I was thinking today to do a reaction video of all the internet comments I got from Twitter and Facebook and on the YouTube, and just try to talk a little about it. But I was like thinking, is that a news thing, or is it more like a tabloid clickbait thing? So I was like, no, it's maybe not the way I want to go about it. I want to more tell about things that is interesting to me, not necessarily what I think everybody wants to see or watch or stuff like that. Let's see. The tissue got weird on me. Do you have an army painter too? Is it what you are talking about? Do you have the same thing? Because this tissue is holding up a lot better than the tissue I usually use. I use a baking parchment thing. Black Magic Craft. Yes. Oh, he's Canadian. Yeah, that was totally the wrong placement of him then. Shit. Why did I think he was from down under? He had just a vibe from a down under, maybe. I don't know. Strange. Jobs can suck. That is why I work in a nerd shop. Hey, Nerd Police Prime has made his good decisions here in life. Dave Dodge. I worked in the most horrendous places in the city of London. I then worked a day and night to get away from all that and start my own business. Yeah, but then you have, first of all, you have your mental health in a good place. So you can make that decision and you can see the goal, and you know you just have to finish this bullshit and then move along to what you really want to do. And that's really cool. That is something I really admire and I want to inspire too, but I haven't the chance. It's like for me to start running against like 100 meters, and but I'm starting in a wheelchair and everybody else is just having their own legs. So when you are starting with handicaps, you have to make account for it. It's not who you are. Like if you are in a wheelchair, you're not a wheelchair guy. You're just there, but it limits you in some things, and you have to take that to account when you are making the decisions on what you want to do in life. So it's the same for me, but it's mental, so nobody can see it, and it's really hard for me too to see it. It's like fighting a freaking demon ghost that nobody can really see. So it's bizarre, and it's really hard to talk about because it's so personal. Dave Dodge. I watch Sword and Steel. They are a pair of wargaming girls from Canadian goofing around. Yeah. I like their style. I haven't watched too much of their videos. I think I've seen 3 videos. It's yeah, but I actually think the way everything was handled, maybe everybody is winning at the end. I don't know. There was some really interesting comments that the people was saying, and how they think Green Stuff Wool was acting. Like it's better to be forgiven and like slap in like bans all over the place. I don't feel that is what they was doing. But I might be just blue-eyed and naive in this, but I actually think it was like they are just so passionate about trying to carve their own place that they are doing it. But I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Ladies in the hobby tend to get weird trolls, unfortunately. Yeah, and that sucks. It really sucks, David Moffat, that is a thing. Spain messing things up again, just like HeroQuest 25th and University Edition, which they did a Kickstarter for and they didn't get the proper rights for it. Oh shit. So the Kickstarter cannot be fulfilled. Yeah, that sucked. That sucked. David Moffat, as a Scandinavian, you are natural born troll hunters. I see. Yeah, maybe I am. Maybe. Dave Dodge, David Moffat, I don't think Sword and Steel have got too many trolls. Yeah, but just one troll can be one too many. It all depends on what person that getting trolled, how you are taking it. I have a really few trolls. It's nothing to talk about, but if I didn't know the internet culture and what it can, you have the lowest of people on internet. You have, and on the other side, you have a really good people on the internet. I do believe, and I feel like I have really good friends on the internet too. So you have both ends and like amped up both ends. So you get the best and the worst you can get on the internet, and it's the way you can tackle it and try to circumcise it and sometimes you try to use your energy to make the world a better place, and sometimes you are just an idiot, I'm not going to use any energy on you. And it's like, for me, it's interesting. I tend to leave troll comments in my comments bar if it's not too horrendous, when it's not taking personal attack on others or two personal attacks to me. Then I just delete it because, then it's personal. So then it has to go. But if it's like addressing the thing you are talking about in the video, but in you can sense it's in a bad way, I just leave it there, and maybe they go back and delete it themselves. Or I think it is good for discussion and for free speech to have some bad things too, so it can help you make a better version of yourself too, to remind yourself not everybody will like what you're doing, but you have to be sincere and open about what you are doing. I don't know. BMC has a Manitobian accent. It throws you off, David Moffat said. Yeah, he has like a really he has like a bouncy Australian, New Zealand kind of vibe to him. But it's probably that. I don't know. If you are in the wheelchair, you learn to put blades in the hubs of the wheel to eliminate the competition. It's all about getting around the systems and obstacles. Yeah, that is one way to do it. Unfortunately, I am a good guy, so I tend to I have the wheelchair, sorry, I should wait for everybody and not be in the way. Then I can come afterwards and do my own thing. Hey, Bazooka J. Rabo in the house, mothers. Kaboom! Dave Moffat, I use parchment paper. I used to use paper towel tissue like Uncle Atham taught me, but I switched to kitchen sponge. Yeah, it is a personal preference, and I think it is also what kind of sponge you get. One thing this kind of sponge is reminding me of, this one is reminding me of the one, the ones you got when you are polishing your car, this leather thing that you put in, and because it was a kind of hard thing before you put water in it. It feels more like that, and maybe that's a good way to have something under it. I don't know. Nerd Police Prime, trolls and haters deserve a special treatment. unfortunately, they are human. There are human rights. Yeah, but it's like sometimes I can think people are wrong, and I feel strongly to, tell them that. But at the same time, not everything is a coin. Not everything has two different sides. It can be like a lot of different points of views and stuff like that. So I try to think about things. Maybe it's a Scandinavian thing. I am my own worst enemy in that respect. I am devil's advocate. I would discuss with myself both right and wrongs of everything. Dave Dodge, does that paper on your palette have a waxy texture? Let's see where did I leave the box. This is, by the way, the old one. This is the old wet palette. So it's I have approx 75% more surface to work on too. Let's see. Where is the box? There it is. Let's see. It has protected with anti-mold agent. Easy to clean, easy to store. Hydro sheets. Yeah, what is a hydro sheet? Let's see. So this is the papers they come in, and let's try to get one out delicately. So it is really thin, so you can have something behind it and copy it. You can see texture underneath it. It is not glossy, and it is can you hear that sound? It is really thin, but it's really strong. What this reminds me of, this paper, is, and sorry if I offend anybody, but it feels like the Bible book, the papers between. It feels like this strong paper that is leaf thin, and it's not glossy. So it's compared to what I use. I use this compared to this when I make my own. So this that one I have used, it feels more, when I rub it between my thumbs and fingers, it feels more like a ice skating place. And this have a little more heft to it. It's more it's a little different feel to it. It's a lot different feel. It feels more like the thumbs want to stop when I glade it. So it's after 3 days it feels much better. What with my old homemade one, the paper have a tendency to, after a little while, if you are stroking at the same place, stroking, it will disintegrate. And I have already, I don't know if you can see in the middle there, it has started to disintegrate, to tear apart. And I have already used bearing blue, a lot bearing blue here, and I can see it has starting to disintegrate here too, but not in the same way. It is stronger than the parchment paper I have, They are the same, but there are differences. Yeah. Wax on, wax off, Daisy-san. The leather thing is pulling through your car, Mr. Miyagi. Yeah. Maybe you don't have it in your countries. It is like, when you buy this thing, it is synthetic leather. It comes in a yellow containment. It is approx that big. It is in like a triangled containment box. And when you moist it, it keeps the moist really long, and it's really good to polish your car. And I can't remember what it's called. So maybe, I don't know. Azimir Dice is shaking that paper by the mic. Yeah, but I was thinking maybe you can buy the sound of it, get a feeling on what quality it was. Some people have a tendency. For me, when I hear things or smell things or feel them, it gives you a more context of what it is, and just by people telling me. I don't know. So I wonder if the car cleaning foam has a smaller air pockets. Maybe. But make sure it hasn't soap or something into it when you're buying it. You don't want that on your paints. Dave Dodge. Oh, I know. Like the paper in old art books with protected illustrations. Yeah, a little like that. Yes. David Moffat. Yeah, sometimes metallics tear my parchment paper a bit. Yeah. And that's because a lot of the different brands, Games Workshop, Vallejo, whatever, they have actual metal flakes in it. I know for a fact Vallejo use aluminium in their metallics, and the Games Workshop, they use some kind of, I want to say glitter, but it's like acrylic, but it's so it's yeah, but it is bigger chunks in it, the metallic paints, so they will tear. It will also reduce your brush life. So keep that in mind when you are using that. Maybe don't use your best brushes. You have your own metal brush for that. It can be, natural hair, but if you are using alcoholic-based paints, you need to have synthetic brushes that you only use for that kind of thing. It was a pleasure as usual, but it's time for me to duck off. Cheers, gentlemen. Cheers, Nerd Palace Prime. Thank you for watching. I wish you a good night. I have been over an hour now, so I think it is actually time for me to also say to you people, duck off. So what we have painted today, I painted pretty pictures in your heads about, I don't know, and some orange hairs. That is all we have done today. And maybe I'm going to paint a little offhand now. My best brushes are about 5 pounds. Oh, but that's okay. But don't use your... the main difference between a cheap brush contra a brush that is costing a little more is I feel the tip has a tendency to not be that sharp on a cheaper brush, and I don't know. It's just what you want to do and how much you're painting. If you're painting a ton of minis, it's probably wise to have a cheap brush. Yeah, why not? Because you can just toss it away and buy another one, and you can use the one you tossed away as a stippler or a dry brush or something like that. But yeah, I've said time and time again, Raphael 8404 Sable brushes. Yeah, this is the one. You can say I've used this for 2 years now, and it's starting to be beaten up, but it's still holding a good tip. I just have to be a little more gentle with it, and I abuse brushes, so I shouldn't have Raphael, but I really like it. It has a good body to it, and it's really good. So I am considering buying more of them, and they're not that expensive. I found mine on eBay from France for about £10, something like that. Of course, it's 2 years ago, so I don't know if I can find the same prices, but I would recommend it. People also talk really good about Broken Toad brushes. I see Bazooka Jerry Jambo is talking about it. I buy cheap brushes, but I care for them. Keeps them in good form. Yeah, yeah. I am a abuser of brushes. I am not proud of it. I should take more care of my tools, but I do not. Yeah, there you go. So, okay, we have a little discussion here about the brushes, like the Broken Toad versus Raphael. Bazooka is asked. I think I viewed some Bazooka videos before out of the 900 channels I subscribe to. Yeah, if you watch some of Bazooka videos, he does wicked nice conversions on 40k and 30k. Yeah, I would really recommend you to watch his. He hasn't been active on YouTube as I can remember. I haven't seen a video from Bazooka. I don't know, 3 years? Am I lying? I feel like he should make more videos. I really enjoy Bazooka Jerry Rambo videos, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just haven't. Maybe I'm lost in the space. But I've only used Broken Toad and Winston Newton Sable number 7s. So who do you think is better than Broken Toad and Winston Newton? Who is your champ? Who do you want to say is best? Dave Dodge, take care of sable brushes with Vallejo brush restorer, blue liquid, and a Master Shop brush cleaner. I have a Master Shop brush cleaner thingy. It's somewhere. I bought it like everybody else on the internet, but I don't know where I have laid it. That's how much I care about my brushes. It is, I shouldn't. It's like a lot of things I said to you guys. It's, don't do everything I do. I have a knowledge that I shouldn't do stuff, but I have made some quirks in my hobby life. And some of them is like, yeah, do not take that much care about my brushes. I'm not proud of it. I do not promote it. But it is what it is. About 4 years now, family life took over. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And I'm not trying to put pressure on you. Just, yeah. I just really enjoyed the videos that you made, so I just from my what you want to call it, selfish. From a selfish, I want to see some more videos from you, but don't stress about it. Don't stress about it. I used Master Soap for light cleaning, ISO for deep cleaning, and hair conditioner where I'm setting it aside. Yeah, I've used shampoo and hair conditioner and stuff like that. I use dishwater soap. The main thing you should always consider and remember, do not use really hot water and do not use really warm water, because what we are painting with is this is acrylics. It is acrylics, and it is liquid plastic, and this kind of plastic reacts with cold and warm stuff. It will clog up your feral hairs and stuff like that. You should have lukewarm water in your painting water, in your when you're washing them, when you are whatever you do, have lukewarm water on your brushes. Talking from experience, I don't know how many brushes I have totally fucked up. Like, yeah. So that is like a little pro tip from me. Hair conditioner and shampoo, you use it because this is when you are using natural hair. This is natural hair. So when you are washing your beard, washing your hair, washing your brush hair, it is hair. Everything is hair. So use if you have a really good one, you can use it to clean your brushes too. It is really good. Hot water also melts the glue in the ferrule. Yeah, in hair. There is a drop of glue that is having the hairs. And you should never use hot water. It's lukewarm. Like 37 degrees at the most. My good man, did you use that brush as a feather duster? No comments. To be fair, I think that brush was used by my 3-year-old when she was painting a miniature for me. So that is the case. I have brushes from the mid 2000 that are still serviceable. David Moffat, you are my superhero when it comes to taking care of brushes. You take care of your brushes like I take care of my girl. You know, be good to the things you love, and they will last a long time. And on that bombshell, I think we should close it off, so I can be making a new video tomorrow for you guys. I don't want to burn myself out by making 2 long videos. So, with all that, fuck off! And have a good day. Love you all. Awkward silence, and we are out.